Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 494, recording live on Thursday, February 16th. I'm one of your hosts, Mo.
I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
Stare at Kyle until he goes.
You're before me.
Kyler Dave.
Not on the list I'm looking at, but I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong list.
I'm another host, Kyle.
I'm another one of your hosts, Random Dave, not Kyle.
I before C, except after D.
That was excellent, gentlemen. Excellent.
So are we doing it
I'm looking at the
alphabetically?
list right here, and
What
I
list
figured
are you
Dave was
looking
going
at?
on the same thing Adriel was doing, but he went a little long. So
Dave flies by the seat of
Oh.
his pants. Dave, yeah.
I was below that list. I'm sorry. I kept scrolling.
March
He
is
puts
I
the,
apologize.
beat
puts
his
the
own
random
drum.
and random, Dave.
Yeah.
Right off the rails because Kelly's not here.
Yeah.
Kelly's not here. The rails don't even
No.
exist.
what rails? Yeah.
We'll get into what we did with guns, and I'll start us off this week. I went back home to Ontario for a visit and got some shooting in at the Galt Sportsman Club with my friend Darren. We did a couple of rounds of skeet first, and then we moved over to the rifle section. And I was taking the voodoo out. It was the second time I shot it, but the first time was indoors, just at 50 yards, and this was going to be the first time I could actually go to 100. And it was not a cold day at all. It was like -1, -5 with the wind chill, so pretty decent. And so I set up my targets, all good. Uh, Zeroed it in, all good. And then just started having some like light primer strikes, and it was like not consistent to one ammo. Was doing it to a bunch because I had I think 6 different kinds there. So, and I would say would do it every 5th or 6th shot. Um, now and then on some it wouldn't even extract. So there were a couple in particular in the Ely match, and I had some like just some lying around rounds of Federal Premium match ammo, and those would seem to get stuck too. So, but the other ones didn't. They would just have the light primer strikes.
This isn't on like your bespoke ammo. Your
No,
bespoke custom. No.
no.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I did a little bit of research on it, and I sent an email to Voodoo, and they were really fast to respond back, and they said that there's a heavier spring that they can send me, so they're going to, and I'll try that out.
Cool.
I'm just wondering, what would be the negative to a heavier spring?
Might give you a heavier trigger pull. Like a heavier firing spring will be more to
Maybe
work
heavy.
against.
A little more to cock the bolt, maybe, depending on the action.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'm good with that. It's not like, I mean, the trigger pull's pretty light, so I don't think. I guess I'm gonna have to try it out.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, and it was just interesting
22.
because it wasn't that cold, and when I was indoors, it was fine. So, and that's it. So, and then for the ammo that I tested, the SK long range match seemed to be the best. So I think I'm gonna go with that. I mean, it was a little bit better than the rifle match one, and better than the standard plus. So I think I'm going to go with that as my. I just got to try to buy it in bulk. Um, so that might be a little bit of a challenge because I was looking around and I don't really see much out there. I think they had mentioned on CGN that some was coming in, so I'm just keeping an eye on that. Put myself on some wish lists, and then one of the listeners of the show, this gentleman named Gabriel, reached out to me. He's a shooter at Stittsville, and so I was just messaging back and forth with him and stuff. So I'm going to see him at a match, and he mentioned that he had a friend that had some for sale, so I'm going to be buying that to get me started. Anyways, and then I also, along those lines, I signed up for the Stittsville match in a couple of weeks. It's going to be Sunday, February 26th. So that'll be like the ORPS match. So where it just goes from 25, 50, 75, and 100 yards. And then in the afternoon, they do like some longer distances. I wasn't gonna do that one because I didn't think I was ready, but I was encouraged to do it, to sign up for it too. So just to get comfortable with it, I guess. And then we'll see how that goes. Um, I set up. I took one of my old IPSC, like the two the Velcro and the outer belts, and I took one of my old ones that didn't fit me anymore, and I chopped off a little bit off of it, and then I got some like the AICS mag. I guess you can
Mag
see that.
pouches, yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah, and then from a fine shop called Amazon, I bought this like like a stash pouch or whatever.
dump pouch, yeah.
Yeah, like a dump pouch. So it wasn't that expensive, right? So I figured I would put the one of the one of the one of the mags in there, and also my chamber flag and stuff. And then
hmm
if I need a pen or whatever, I figured it's a nice place to, to be quickly grabbing stuff, and I can push it off. And it's kind of loose, so I can push it off to the side, so it's not in the way in the prone position and stuff. Um, so that's it. Think I'm ready for the match. I guess I'll figure out once what I'm missing when I'm there and stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I like a dump pouch. Dump pouches are so handy. You'll be like coming back and like dumping all sorts of crap in there. They're nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so I figured it'd be good to. I don't have one for like IPSC matches because I don't like my mags go all in their pouches, and I have
hmm
the magnet and that's it. I don't really need it. I don't really need to be stashing anything anywhere else, right, during a stage. But I thought for this, it might come in handy. Um, and that's really it. I'm looking forward to that match to see how it goes, and
hmm
that's it. I'll go have a report. I was gonna register for an IPSC match this weekend at the Outaouais range in Quebec, but it got canceled, and I don't know why it got canceled, but so that won't be going on. And that's it. How about you, Adriel?
Oh, I got up to a little bit. I'm almost out of Barnaul 223. I bought 1,000 rounds in mid 2021 for like 50 cents a round. Those days are gone. Yeah, I think I have about 250 rounds left. So I need to make some ammo. It's too expensive right now for me to buy because I am cheap. Therefore, I am going to make it. So Thomas and I reloaded a bit of that on Saturday, Sunday, one of them days. And now I've got about 300 rounds of that. I had some that I had reloaded before, and we're gonna go into it big though. We're gonna reload like 2,000 rounds of it. So we're prepping, cleaning, trimming, all the BS you got to do with 223 in case prep. I put a bunch of my reloaded 223 on stripper clips. I like to store on stripper clips because it's an easier way of knowing how many rounds you have. And if you go to a match, you could just be, oh, what's the round count? Take double that, put it in the can, off I go. And since I'm running like pistol mags, if I need to reload, it's a stripper clip 10, bloop, and it's very quick to get them back up to 100%. Speaking of 3-gun, I am going to be doing 2 of those next month. There's going to be Sherwood Park is going to be March 25th. That's for like Sherwood Park members. And then there's going to be a Chaz match on March 18th. So I'm going to try to go to both. And my boy wants to go, which means I need a crap load of ammo. Shooting 223 and 9mm. So I need to now 9mm. I'm pretty set for. I think I've got about 5,000 rounds of that. So I'm probably good there. But on 223, I gotta make a bunch more. So I've been looking around for powder and primarily. I got primers. My buddy needs some bullets, so he's got those on order. And yeah, I'm gonna go to P&D and grab some BLC2 or BCL2 from them.
How many rounds would you shoot in of the different kinds in a 3-gun match?
Like 1 to 200, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah, in shotgun, probably like, I don't know, 50 to 100. Rifle, pistol, yeah, 100 to 200, depending on how crazy they go. I mean, you can make a short burner stage take like 30 rifle rounds, and you could have like 5 stages like that, right? So,
okay.
Or you could have a long range stage where you just need to like burn a mag or two at some long range targets that are kind of hard to shoot, right? So it depends.
Okay.
Part and parcel with that, I wanted to be able to just prime my cases faster. So I got a Lyman hand primer, and the stupid thing bottoms out too quickly. So as you press the primer in, it doesn't press the primer in high enough. So I need to do something with that. I was going to shim it or something like that. It's non-adjustable.
Wow.
It's completely non-adjustable. You just, I'm bottomed out. And I tried on like other like pistol rounds and that kind of thing, and it was short on those too. So I think it's just like not a good unit, but I'm too lazy to send it back. So I'm just going to fix it. I'm just going to like glue a shim or something like that to it to give me the extra height. Otherwise, it looks like a really nice, like I've only ever used my Lee hand primer, which is kind of like plasticky and that kind of thing, but it works. And I guess I'm gonna continue using it until I've got this Lyman thing figured out. But the process that I'm using to reload 223, I'd love to go faster. I can't. Like the stuff that takes time is a case prep. So I'll kind of review like what I'm doing right now. So I got a whole bunch of 223 brass because no one cares about 223 brass. I get it. Some of it's dirty. Okay, so tumble it all, get the dirt off because you don't want a bunch of sand or whatever going into your dies. Okay, great. That's done. Now, full length size with lube. Okay, you've sized it. Trim it to length. Remove the primer pocket crimp on it because a lot of like most military 223 like mil spec stuff has a crimped primer pocket. And then tumble it again because now you've got lube on the outside of it. Might as well do it now. So tumble it once more, and now you're ready to reload. So now you're priming, powder, bullet, crimp, off you go. Which I've got a turret press. I don't feel like I'm really slowed down with it. I did start using I have like an auto trickler. What is it? RCBS, I think. Loadmaster 3000. So it bulk it'll dispense one powder charge into a pan, but it takes about like 20 seconds to do it. It's very accurate. I'm not going to do it for 223. I'm using my drum powder drop. You just like rotate it, boop, next, and it just drops the powder in there. I measured it afterwards. It's to 0.1 of a grain. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. I'm just going to keep using that piece of crap to crank out ammo faster. So prime the cases, powder them with that thing. So hand prime, crank them through the drum. That's pretty quick. Put it in the turret, bullet, crimp, both stations on the turret. So pretty quick there, and then done. God, it takes long. Mostly the case prep. The case prep is just brutal on that stuff. But savings are too good. I installed an app on my phone that lets me see how cheap it is, like what kind of savings I'm getting out of reloading. With 9mm, it's like $100. That's how much I'm saving on 9mm. That's okay. It's all in a progressive. I can crank through it, make $100 in an hour of work, no problem. I'll do that every day. That's a great deal. On 223,
so it's $100 based on the current primer prices.
Yes, current Gynex Bosnian primers. Yes, yeah.
Okay. So
no buying brass. No buying brass. If you buy brass, if you spend $100 on brass, don't reload.
Yeah. You wasted your time, right?
Well, you save like $5 maybe over like just buying factory.
You wasted your time.
Yeah.
Well, and how many are you making in that hour?
If I have another person with me, 1,000 rounds of 9mm.
Yeah.
223. I'm lucky if I can do like 200. I'm lucky if I can do 200 an hour, and that's probably greatly overstating what I can do because I haven't really I've timed out the primer, powder, bullet, crimp. Like I've timed out that bit, but the case prep takes probably 3 times longer than that. So yeah,
650 and set that up.
Yeah, I guess. I was looking at them. But like the stuff that I need the time savings on are the super expensive add-ons. I need the press mounted trimmer. Those things are fucking expensive. They're so expensive. Oh my god. The case, the press mounted primer pocket swager. Okay, those are doable. I think I was looking at a 750 that had one of those. But yeah, I'd be into this thing $2,000 or so to like drastically improve where I'm at.
Wow, buy quite a bit of ammo for $2,000.
Yeah, I'd have to do like 10,000-20,000 rounds to cover that, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I think like where I come out of this, I'm just gonna do it the way I'm doing it right now. It produces like reliable ammo and it's good enough, so I'm just gonna keep doing that. I actually got this a while back. I just forgot to talk about it. I got a mag brush from Wild West. I kind of wish it looks like it's for something else. I kind of wish it had like a little nub on the back here.
Yeah, and it was
for like
noticing that.
for poking the magazines. I kind of want like
Faceplates
that.
The double
Yeah,
alpha
yeah.
one does.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys are smart. I think this is just like some basic like brush. they
something you
put
clean
that,
in your chimney with.
if you had like a very small chimney, yeah. But
You and
it's
Mary
like,
Poppins.
let me pull out that bit there. But yeah, should give
yeah.
some pretty good cleaning
What?
in there. Get that
What?
dirt or whatever out of there.
Why are you cleaning your mags unless you're like, are you running them in the mud these days?
Well,
Oh,
sometimes.
Dusty environments, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so for like dedicated handgunners, like the magazine is where like you die. That's where a lot of the reliability issues can come from. So if you drop which ranges I've been like this where it's very sandy. Grand Prairie, yes. If I were to drop a magazine in Grand Prairie and I dropped it in that sand, yeah, I gotta clean the thing out. It's full of sand. It's a sandbox, right? So I definitely need to clean it before filling it back full of ammo. And I've been in a couple matches like that where it's been like sandy or gravel or dirt or something like that, and you want to like scrub your mags out to make sure that they're performing the way that they should be. I put out a video on an air pistol and on a vacuum, so gun stuff and non-gun stuff. That's about it for me. How about you, Kyle?
Well, on the weekend, we went to the Valentine's Day shoot at Wapiti Shooters Club. I was out there scoring all the hands. It was a good day, good turnout. I think we had 70 shooters come out, kids, families.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Great.
And Crystal won a chocolate basket. So like we did up these baskets with chocolates, and I think they each had a candle in them and that too. But so Crystal won one of those. Gage and I didn't win this time, but that's all right. Gage got a basket given to him. And then afterwards, I actually finally shot the Wrangler and the Kodiak.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
How's the Wrangler?
So two things on the Wrangler. One, obviously, it was very apparent that I don't shoot 22 because I'm expecting recoil and it did nothing. So that was kind of cool. But holy cow, are they dirty?
Yeah.
And I think we put 30 rounds through it, and I could have swore you look at the side of the gun and it looks like you just put 200 rounds through the thing. And yeah, the gap between the cylinder and the barrel is massive. But
That's a little bit of smoke out there.
just a little bit, yeah. But Gage shot his first pistol. He shot the Wrangler and shot
Cool.
probably about 10 rounds out of that. And
Nice.
yeah, so that was good. The Kodiak. The Kodiak. Chamber's tight. Chamber is very tight. So I pulled out the barrel from my 2011, my DVC Limited. Then I have the barrel from the Kodiak. And I'm going to just drop around into the barrel of the STI. This is one of my hand loads. And you can see it just drops in there nice and perfect. And remember, like this is a 2011 competition, almost custom, like production custom build kind of thing. And then this is the Kodiak. And you put that in there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What kind of bullet is that?
This is one of my hand loads. It's
No, but what's the
JTT.
projectile?
The bullet is a polymer coated JTT.
Try FMJ.
Yeah, like I did have a couple just strangling factory loads sitting in my bin, And so I kind of fished them out, and yeah, they cycled fine. But so it's like, okay, I gotta see what it is, whether I gotta seat the bullet further back or if I gotta run more crimp. And actually thinking about it, I might actually have to seat that bullet a little bit further down.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing with my polymer bullets to get them in my CZ. They would run fine in the Glock, but like to get them in the CZ, I needed to push that bullet like way more in.
Yeah, but so yeah, that kind of baffled. Well, like I said, like just sitting here now, I thought about the overall length, but yeah, because it drops into the STI barrel just fine and perfect. So yeah, I got to adjust my reloads so I can shoot my reloads out of everything.
That's a good plan.
Yeah. But and then my visa package came in. It came in on Tuesday, my application package. So been over the last few days making travel plans. Flights are booked, and I'm going to be, as of Friday night next week, I should be down in the States.
Cool.
So I probably won't be on, I won't be on the show next week because I'm flying from Grand Prairie to Calgary Thursday night next week, spend the night in Calgary. And because I got to be at basically pre-clearance 2 to 3 hours before my flight on Friday. So go stay with some family Friday night or Thursday night, and they'll drive me to the airport, and I'll get to spend all day Friday sitting in immigration, pre-clearance, and airplanes and airports and everything. So
shouldn't be that bad. That should be, how many connections you got? Like one in the States?
And then... So I do have a layover in Edmonton on Thursday night. And then I only have one layover in Houston on the way down, like an hour and some in Houston.
Easy.
Yeah.
So
have to see the gift shop.
Yeah.
Pray that your luggage makes it.
Beer.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and my orientation, everything. So the following week, I will be doing orientation, a couple days of orientation, a bunch of stuff to do down in Texas, and yeah, Thursday, Friday, the following week, I should be in Carlsbad.
Cool.
Nice.
Providing everything goes good Friday next week. So
that's great.
Nice.
So yeah, finally progressing forward.
Good.
But that is it for me. How about you, Dave? What have you been up to lately?
Hope that you don't get any more probing than is absolutely necessary.
Me too.
Oh, good luck.
Minimal probing.
Minimal probing. Wish you minimal probing. I'm on the hunt for some 9mm ammo because I went shooting at East Grey Hunter and Anglers Association with our friend of the show, Adam. So thank you, Adam. I'm going to be applying and joining up there. They're the Meaford Gun Club that's not on the base. And it's a nice facility up there. I'd never been up. They got a ton of outdoor ranges. They just installed a bunch more pistol bays. So it's quite nice. So I'm going to join up there in March. Very nice place. So finally got to shoot the Tavor, which I'd never actually fired. So that was fun. Love that gun. It's pretty awesome, other than my mag changes are horrible. Like I'm used to 2-second mag changes, maybe 3 seconds on the AR if I'm being lazy that day. And not so much with the Tavor yet because I'm jamming mags into my armpit and having to look at it to see where things are going. And it's very odd. I don't know if I like bullpups or not, but I kind of like bullpups. So
you'll figure it out then. Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me, but it makes me vaguely uncomfortable. But on the other hand, I have that gun and I don't have anything that's AR-15-ish anymore. So it is what it is. I'm going to get used to it. It was fun. It shot. I pulled my one of my ARs apart, stripped it for parts. Finally, took my hard case and cut the foam to match the Tavor instead of the AR. So that made me a little sad. And I pulled my my Leopold Mark AR off the AR, dropped it onto the Tavor, and it was ridiculously spot on the Tavor. Like I had to bring it down 2 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was like the windage was absolutely like flat on. Didn't have to change anything. Came down 2 minutes and it was spot on for about 75 yards. So it was great. And it was a lot of fun, and it was fun shooting with Adam. I hadn't been shooting with Adam in a really long time, so that was really nice to go out to the range with a friend and spend some time and drive up there and back with him, and yeah, just shoot some guns and shoot the shit a little bit. It was great. As a result of that, I need to buy some 9mm ammo because I'm running short. So I gotta see what's out there because I'm not.
How close are you to
reloading.
Tenda?
I mean, I'm an hour north of Toronto. Not that far.
Tenda's got 9mm for 380. I thought I saw somewhere that has 370.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm,
$380. That's Blazer Brass 115. I think you might be able. Do you care for shooting aluminum or anything like? Do you shoot IPSC anymore or not at all?
I haven't. This is the first time I've fired a handgun in like a year, so I'm not shooting IPSC.
That's a no.
I would buy aluminum then because it's cheaper and it runs. It's fine. It's just it doesn't get the power factor that that you need for. But who cares? It's cheaper.
Gotcha. As long as it cycles. So,
cycles in mine. And I have a Shadow 2 that I run mine in. I know that's probably what you're using, right?
Yeah, the Shadow and the Glock. So I finally shot the Glock as well. Glock will feed like Lego ammo. It doesn't care. So
what kind of Glock? 17, 48?
It's a Glock 17 Gen 4. And I shot it and I'm like, wow, the trigger on this is horrible. And my buddy there who shoots a Glock, he's like, yeah, Glock triggers aren't good. I get home and I realize, oh, the guy dropped a competition trigger in it. Still it's like $150 competition trigger, and I'm like, really?
Didn't show.
It's still not as good as a Shadow.
I'm used to shooting the Shadow, right? So I'm all spoiled and stuff, and I'm shooting the Glock, and I'm like, this thing is horrible. And
you know what trigger he dropped in there?
I don't know what it was.
If you can, if you know somebody,
it wasn't all that fancy schmancy.
Get a hold of the Timney Glock trigger.
Oh yeah.
For a pivoting trigger, it is really, it breaks like glass. It's really smooth. It's probably the Zevs were good, but they still had the sponginess, the Zev triggers.
And that's what I found with this. Like it's spongy compared to
the Timney like totally redesigned that system. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I will look into that because this was I shot it and I'm like, the grip is horrible. Like I hate holding Glocks. It's like they're made of Lego. Like they're like,
well, they're Tupperware guns, yeah.
They are, and the guy from Austria was obviously like, I hate people, let's make a super uncomfortable gun and then sell it to everyone in the world. And everybody who worked for him is like, that's great, we hate people too. So I guess I could get used to it, and it has an optic on it, and I've never shot. I mean, I've shot optic pistols, like just kind of picked one up and fired a couple rounds. So I'm bringing it up, and like my grip angle's like weird because it's a Glock, and then it's the optic, so I'm like up trying to look through the optics. I'm just not used to it. I've pretty much just shot the Shadow in 1911s for years, so this is very different experience for me. But I mean, it was fun. The gun's super light. It's pretty punchy for a 9mm, like just because of the weight of it. And it's funny picking it up because I shot the Shadow, and then I go grab the Glock, and I'm like, I just sort of picked it up, went whoa, oh, that's super light. But it was fun. It was enjoyable to shoot it. I hit things with it, but not as much as I would like. So I need to practice with that way more. Hence why I need the ammunition. There was a guy at the range who reloaded a bunch of aluminum ammo just to see how it would work. Don't reload aluminum. He reloaded aluminum. Don't reload aluminum.
You're not supposed to.
No, obviously not. It's not as stretchy as brass. So he fired a bunch of them. They all split. Like 100% of them split, which is what I figured was going to happen. So don't do it. Not worth it.
Are you close to Markham? I ask because he freezes.
Yeah.
Markham's got some 9mm for
he's not. He is. He's not too far from there.
It all just like Ontario, Toronto. So I assume it's all just one
area.
It's just one thing, yeah.
You just walk out your door, and the next shop is right there. So
I assume it's just an urban hellscape with like just bumper to bumper traffic, 400, 410, 401, just like highways that start with 4. They're just like
they're all fours.
Yeah. But G4C has some ammo. Bullseye's got some ammo. Yeah, a bunch of 9mm that's out there. That
Yeah, it seems to
starting to come down in price.
Yes, I'm happy to see that, and yes, it's starting to come down in price. I guess we lost Dave, so he was wrapping up. I think we'll we'll move along. For upcoming events, we have February 21st, the CCFR Ladies' Day shoot at Bullets and Broadheads in Grand Prairie. Runs from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Arrive by 5:45. It's $80 per person, and that goes to the Odyssey House charity. There's a Chaz three-gun a March match opens for registration on February 18, I guess in a couple of days at 7 p.m. on Practice Score. And
I just added in there that we're planning on doing a range workday soon. So any of you Chaz guys that are listening, come help out. Oh, you know what you get with the range day? Early access codes to register for an in-demand match. So if there's a match where you're like, well, this thing's going to sell out, I want to get in there. By volunteering for that, you get early access to those. I think
you're bribing them for
100%. Well, everything's about bribery. If you want
I believe in that. I believe in
throw
that.
some sugar on top. When we finish, like we usually get like a big prize package to give away for each match. That happens after everything's cleaned up. So
yeah.
That gotta help clean it all up first, and then we give away.
No food or no prizes until everything's put away. That's
you're gonna end up filling the match before registration even starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be something. But I think they want to. Like we've been using 2x4 walls, which we made them for durability. It's been 7 years. They're still around, so yeah, they're durable. They're heavy though.
Yeah, those walls they're fun to move around. Yeah.
So I think the guys are talking about making 2x2 walls. We got like some metal bases, and the 2x4 bases are also really big and heavy and bulky. So I think they're talking about doing metal 2x2 bases, walls for 2x2. So they should be a lot lighter. But that's all like. There's a whole production line of like wall building that has to happen to make.
You know what I would suggest for bases? Either do the square tubing, but even do round tubing that a 2x2 fits in, because then you can just stake down your base and you can spin your wall wherever you need. You can.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah.
You could do 2 or 4, so then you could have like 4 walls coming into one intersection, and makes it real easy to lay out a stage.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not a welder, so I won't be welding any of this stuff. I'm gonna be running a chop saw.
There you go.
Yeah, that's gonna be me. Or a stapler. I'm gonna be just stapling.
You're not on anything, but you do everything, so that's okay. It all works out, right?
No. We've got like professional carpenters that like are part of Chaz. They're the guys calling the shots. I'm just a dummy doing like whatever repetitive work they want me to do.
Yeah, I like to be a grunt in any operation. You want me to lift things and move things, then that's I'm your guy.
Put a board at the end of the saw, so I just run up the wood to it, cut, run the board up to it, cut.
I need a jig.
Yeah.
Sorry, I do digital marketing. I don't know how to use my hands and do wood stuff. Make it easy.
Tape measure. How do you read this thing?
It's 7/8.
What? Use metric. Come on. That should be good.
And for our last event, we have an International Women's Day. There's a Ladies' Day at Stittsville on March 11th with the Carleton University and QSIF Women's Group. So check that out. We'll get into the news. We have liberals meeting in late Feb with provinces and municipalities to figure out confiscation. They're still meeting, are they?
They're still taking our guns.
Yeah.
Private jets don't fly themselves, Mo.
No, I guess not. That's not.
They're planning on doing this anyways. But the interesting thing here is they're looking for partners in provinces and municipalities. So pick your fight. Choose to contact who you can to make it hard for them.
Yeah.
If the municipalities and provinces, I don't know that they are like. I know in Alberta here they're not going to help out from the provincial side. From the municipality side, maybe. I mean, Alberta, Edmonton is super NDP and left leaning, so maybe they'll get support. But I don't know how the municipalities are going to support this, anyways. Like, are they going to ask like the city police for help with this?
The bylaw guys to go out and go, "Hey, do you have a dog tag? And we'd like your guns."
Better ask those in the right order.
Yeah, I don't get what they do other than maybe the local cops. I mean, that would be it, right? Unless they're planning on asking like your local arena to just open up so you can go throw your guns out on the ice surface or something.
But they're
Like
going to have
collection
to.
points.
They're going to have to. Okay, so the collection point maybe. I think it's going to be collection point or just mail it. And if you don't want to mail it, bring it into your local insert here. Local Edmonton Police Center, local Calgary Police. El Jefe, you'll be mailing it regardless. There's no one local that's going to help them for you. Yeah.
But you brought up mailing it. Canada Post is going to get a lot of small business customers if they turn to mailing it.
They'll have to do something other than small business because they can't force people to get small business license to mail.
Well, that's the only way to ship a firearm through Canada Post is a small.
All they need to do is tell them to change it.
Yeah, true.
Government organization. They can just say, look, you're gonna be shipping guns for a while, and some strange people are gonna bring ARs with a stamp on it, and you're just gonna have to deal.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do is just put a stamp on mine. I was like,
just drop it
Not
off,
even in a box, just put a
sticker.
stamp on it.
I'll wrap it in clear tape if you want me to.
There you
Saran
go.
wrap.
With a piece of paper over the serial number, so they have to cut it all off to see what it is.
Yeah. But
That's gonna be such a shit show.
Yeah. The CCFR have been saying like, hey, reach out to your municipality, especially if you're in.
Yep.
They bolded Calgary and Edmonton because, especially like Edmonton is like Alberta is very right leaning. Edmonton is very left leaning. It's extremely left leaning in the scope of things.
Yeah.
So, I guess we have to reach out to my counselor is not a big fan of guns, so I don't think I'll change his mind, but I'll mail him anyways and get a response in 2 months.
I got to write to town council and make sure they're not there. I would like them to actually say this is stupid and we're not going to support it.
Good.
We'll see what happens. But we had a lot of Toronto people moving up here in the last 2 years, so I don't know what will happen.
Damn Toronto people! Aren't you from Toronto?
Funny story. One of our municipalities, the biggest one up here, Barrie, it came real close to going liberal in the last Ontario election, and that never happens. Like they were liberal for a while, and then they just squeaked out conservative. And the local liberals in Ontario have been saying that so many people are moving out into the 519, 705, the surrounding areas around Toronto, that they're figuring they're actually going to start getting a lot of traction in traditionally conservative neighborhoods. Now, why you would move out of a place and then make the new place like the old place, I have no idea.
I find a lot of the
happens
transplants
all over.
here. Well, I find the opposite. I find a lot of the transplants here are like, finally, I'm with my people. I left Ontario. Now it's like, now I get to do all this like Alberta stuff.
I guess my experience is a little different. Even like Newfies people from Ontario out here. I remember an apprentice worked with me. He was from Ontario, and he would talk nonstop about Ontario and this and that, and how so much better there. And told him many times, well, then just go back then.
Go back.
That could be culture shock. Too much.
My father-in-law used to do that about Greece and how things are so much better in the old country. And plane tickets like $1,200, man. I don't know why you're here. And you've been here for 40 years, 50 years.
Imagine?
So
Greece's economy is effed. It would be horrible there for
it's
you.
Non-existent.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anywho, if you're in Victoria, Vancouver, Calgary, or Edmonton, Winnipeg, Toronto, Ottawa, St. John, Halifax, or Charlottetown, I need to reach out to your city council and your mayor. Tell them not to support this. Tell them, hey, you guys should be clearing the snow off the roads and
spend money where it's going to actually
not shut down every road.
Make things better.
There's more pressing matters to worry about than this. Yeah,
there sure is.
There sure is. Yeah, there's no list of things that are more important than taking sporting rifles away from law-abiding licensed owners.
Like municipalities have lots of like practical things.
Yeah. They have no money. They're always complaining they have no money. Why would you? I mean, unless the government's going to say,
the government will throw money at it. The government will throw money at it. The federal will. They'll throw money at the municipalities. We'll give you a couple $1 million if you can do this collection for us.
Yeah. Bribe money's good. I could see that happening. Didn't they
That's
put
what they.
like $1 billion or $2 billion aside just for that, or they were talking about it? I don't know if it's in the budget or not.
Oh, they got billions. They got billions.
Yeah, there's no end of
Billions
loans they won't take us out in our name. Anywho,
So we will move on. The CCFR legal challenge, the dates have been set, April 11th to 20th.
Woo.
So they definitely need our support from everyone to continue to fight. And you can do that by sending an EMT to finance@firearmsrights.ca or going to the website. There's lots of information there too. New gun stuff.
Time to send them more money.
What's that?
That reminds me, I have to give them more money. I haven't done that in
Yeah.
a month or so.
Do. New gun stuff brought to you by Bullseye North. Need a new boomstick? Bullseye North is Canada's shooting superstar and a proud supporter of the CCFR, with a wide selection of guns and top trending gear for any shooter. Free shipping over $200. Some exclusions apply, like ammo. Subscribe to their weekly newsletter to get first access to the hottest deals.
all right, let's share some crazy stuff that I found on CGN and whatnot. First one, Crusader Arms is going to be introducing the Crux, the 308 version of the AR-180. So if you want a semi-auto 308, that's going to be the option. What did they put for the price here? I thought they had the price. I swear I saw $3,000.
$3,000, yeah, no, for sure. It was like 32, something like that.
Pricey.
Ouchie.
Not a lot of options for semi-auto 308s though. Grand
Bar.
SG 542.
Yeah.
Others? Is that it? B&T maybe? Do they do an APC 308?
Not that there's many
I
out there, but
don't know.
Probably costs even more.
Tavor 7.
Yes, Tavor 7. That'd be the great one. Anywho, that's out there.
That's cheaper actually right now if they're $3,000. Tavor 7s I saw them for 2,700 somewhere.
Yep.
But cool gun. Nice to have more options.
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah. Solely Outdoors. Hey, Markham, look at this. 124 grain PMC 369 for 9mm, 1,000 rounds.
Dave's on the way.
There we go.
Dave,
Bye,
get
guys.
in the car. See ya.
Out.
Yeah.
This page redirected. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, there it is.
Probably.
It's CCI 9mm.
Okay, there's the 115 aluminum, but I clicked on a 124 brass cased one for the same price. I bet you they sold out. That price was too good.
Yeah, they probably did.
Is it bulk ammo or handgun ammo? I think they're sold out. No, that's 2,000 rounds for 800. That's more expensive.
Yeah,
I think they sold out.
They must have sold out. Yeah, that sounds like.
Well, they have the aluminum stuff for the same price. Still,
that's true.
Price.
I'll fire it out of my Glock and blow it up.
Yeah,
good plan.
I've been noticing that powder has been easier to find these days, so we've been finding it more and more. Canada's Gun Store right now has Tight Group for $329 for 8 pounds. So if you want to reload some cheap 9mm, there you go. And I thought I saw some Varget. Oh, they're out there, probably out of Varget. They probably edited this thing. Yep. Bought some Varget. Prices are better than that. Yeah, well, they're sold out, so not much better. Varget's still like $80 a pound. You know what I've been seeing a ton of? Shotgun powder. If you want to reload for shotguns, the powder is everywhere for that stuff.
Yeah.
Or like a Magnum pistol, tons of powder out there for it at reasonable prices.
Good.
But any of these other things, it's actually quite hard to find right now.
Things that people actually want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's available. It is available. You won't get the powder that you want. Like you can't go to a store and be like, I need some Vita Vittori N560 or something like that. It's never going to happen. But you'll find a powder. They probably have a powder you can use.
Remember the day when you'd walk into a store and there'd just be a wall of powder and you'd be like, I will take 5 pounds of your finest whatever it is. And they're like, yes, sir.
$30.
Please give me something.
It's a primers.
Anything.
They're $3 per 100.
Yeah.
Those days are Those days are gone. I'm actually looking forward to primers being cheaper. I think they're like overpriced right now, and that price should come back down once the supply issues are taken care of, and that shouldn't be too. I hope that's not too long. I still have a ton of supply, so I'm still okay right now, but I won't be for long. Speaking about something that was out of stock for a million years and now is back in stock, Mercer has some 303 British 174 grain full metal jacket stuff. It's not cheap, $40, but it's here. You could reload that, so it is available. S&J Hardware has a bunch of different styles of charging handles for different shotguns. They have charging handles for the Benelli M4, for the Versamax, for the Benelli M2 and Super Black Eagle, and for whatever reason, if you had like a Mossberg 930 and you wanted to juice it up, just don't shoot it too often.
Yeah.
And the 3-gunner joke. I haven't seen this rifle before. This is the Sabatti Urban Sniper in 6.5 Creedmoor. Some Italian sniper rifle that Marstar is bringing in. Super reasonable price, $1,500. Look at the break on that thing.
Yeah, that is.
Damn, that's aggressive.
That's a break.
That's a break.
I've never heard of these people.
Pick rail on the bottom, pick rail on the top. Looks like it takes an AICS magazine. The stock, I could take it or leave it. Looks like an adjustable cheek rest on it. Otherwise, it's standard. What would you call that? Dragunov style stock?
Yeah,
almost. Yeah,
maybe like
adjustable
a
butt pad.
Magpul Hunter style. Yeah, adjustable like the shims on the back, like the Magpul Hunter kind of a thing. It says 308 here.
It's unfortunate they went with that butt stock, but then the forward stock is still like a piece of pick rail on the fore end and
on the plastic. Yeah.
Not weird.
But $1,500 gun.
$1,500,
pretty reasonable for a. Yeah. How many lobes does it? It doesn't have say 3 tenons action. Is that?
I would think that would be the locking lugs.
That's what I was thinking. Hopefully it is, because that'd be cool. That would be like 65-degree short action bolt throw on it. Maybe. Oh, they got a picture of the bolt right here. Yeah, that's a 3-lug.
Yeah, tri-lug.
Bolt. Yeah. Cool. Neat. Oh, and I kind of like their mag release there.
Cool.
Yeah,
that is nice.
I don't know. You probably wouldn't want to stick that on a bag or something like that. You could drop your mag when you don't want to, but. Yeah, okay. That's a rifle.
Sorry. Thank you for bringing in a neat rifle, Marstar.
Yeah, for sure.
Did I put this one on here or
no? I did. Yeah, just ATRS. They just come out with the Ruger PC carbine chassis.
Looks delicious.
Actually, they have full builds. They have chassis, barrels. They're expanding. And yeah, that was their one thing. They moved the mag release back to where it should be.
And the bolt release. The bolt release looks extended or something. That's a bolt release right there, right? That thing with the 3 cuts in it? It's got to be.
Looks like it.
Could be,
yeah.
I don't know why else that would be there.
That's bolt hold open, we'll say, not bolt release, because you'll press that in while pulling the bolt back.
That is, because I'm looking at the other side. They have a picture of the other side of the gun, and it almost, that could be it. Bolt hold open, yeah.
Extended bolt hold open. The magazine release looks sexy as fuck. Look at how nicely sculpted that is in with the side there. Oh,
yeah, that's very cool. Maybe that's not a bolt
right there.
catch. Maybe it's a spot to hang your key ring. Just tuck it on there.
Yeah,
could be.
Don't lose them.
It is. That's where the bolt catch goes, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That would be your bolt hold open.
Push it up.
Yeah.
Neat.
Ooh, ambi on the mag release too.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, they got different lengths here as well. Different colors. Cool.
That's kind of neat.
And then this another one I put in, J. Kenny and Co. I just saw it announced today. They're doing match triggers, and I believe this will be for the M2. It may work for the Versamax or firearms that have the similar trigger pack, I don't know. They don't even say in the description what shotgun it's for, but I can tell you that's an M2 trigger pack there. And apparently it's adjustable weight between it's starting about four and a half pounds.
Yeah.
And yeah, it reduced over travel, improved reset. Saw a video on this, and yeah, it's a short travel. So instead of having to send your whole trigger away to get a trigger job done on it, you can get this trigger kit from J. Kenny. It's 150 British pounds. So like anything J. Kenny, they're not cheap.
What other kind of stuff does J. Kenny do? I've never
They do
heard
the
name.
auto lifter. And they do the 2-piece shell catch as well, which I'll get playing around with that more to get that to work. But the auto lifter, I absolutely love that.
Oh, Damascus enlarged bolt release button.
Yeah, but you got to use that with their shell catch. They have different screw size. They didn't go with just like the standard, like the Terran or anybody else. They went with their own screw size. So you have to use their shell catch to use that button. So
cool.
Yeah.
Neat. I wonder if it works on a Gersan. Probably.
Which
With
that
a
trigger
Dremel
pack?
and JB weld. Yeah.
Which the trigger pack or the catch?
The trigger.
Trigger? It might. I know the auto lifter did not. That's how I got my second auto lifter. So.
Cool.
Okay. We don't have a main topic for this evening, so we'll move along to the listener feedback. I'll read the first email from Cody. Hello, SFR crew. With Adriel and his Carcano talk recently, I went ahead and purchased a M91 Carcano Cavalry to add to my Mercer collection. $235 from G&G surplus. With the recent withdrawal of amendments from Bill C-21, it gave me some excitement to load up and hit my local range, Revelstoke, BC, with a few rifles I thought were on the endangered species list, and the Carcano. How anybody can shoot a Carcano accurately is just impressive. I know there's the bullet width issue, but at the end of the day, it's a neat old rifle with lots of history for the collection, but the V-post with notch is just junk. Talk about can't hit a barn with a pickup truck. Anyways, just want to say thanks for all you guys do. Mo, I'm not a competition shooter, but I love hearing about it. Cal, hope you stay on the show after the big move. You're a wealth of knowledge. Kelly would love to hear. Yeah, again, don't make it 3 weeks in a row. Adriel, the Carcano is your shout out. Would not have gone with one out without the on radio ads for them. And that's from Cody.
Well, Cody, if you want to get on Twitter and at Lee Harvey Oswald, ask him for his accuracy. And
presidential approved.
Thank you for the letter, Cody, and for listening.
Yeah.
If you want to shoot it, do the JB Weld thing. I used some of that JB Weld paste. I built it way up. I haven't got it out to the range yet to sight it in. Maybe I'll do that this weekend.
There you go.
Maybe I'll do that this weekend because I've got the height I need, and now I just need to, bring my files out there and
using JB Weld to
build up the front sight. So the issue with them is that they shoot way high. They're made for a 160 grain 6.5 bullet that's going like a bus, and they're sighted with a carbine, which is making no velocity. They're sighted in for a zero of like 300 yards, 400 yards. So you're at 50, you're like miles high. At 100, you're just miles high. So you need a much higher front sight. So my solution for this is the JB Weld paste. If at any point I want to sell them, hit it with a plastic hammer, off comes the JB Weld, and the original sight will still be there, right?
How much are you going to have to build it up, do you think?
Way. Oh, I can tell you.
Oh, yeah? You got it? Let's take a look.
This is an ugly build up because I want to file it afterwards to make it look nicer, but
holy crap.
That's the height. They're they're barely above this little shelf here before.
Wow.
But for the rear sight there, you need to need to bury it in the bottom. So your other option is to take this rear sight and grind it basically right down and recut a V groove. But that would, you might be getting into the wood here by that time. You might be not be able to see the stupid front sight. So this is the cheap and cheerful way of fixing this issue.
Or I could, run a few bolts through that, mount a pick rail on it, slap a red dot on, call it a day.
Drill and tap it, mill stirp. No one will be angry about this, right?
No, everyone's all for it.
$30 gun, who cares?
Into the chamber, right this area right here, right? Drill and tap right there.
Well, it's a pressure relief hole. It protects against overpressure.
Speed hole. Goes fast.
I'll throw some JB weld in when I put the screws in.
Good stuff.
Nice.
There's probably a Weaver like drill and tap mount that you could use like on the side back here.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Oh, that just no.
Get a Russian optic for it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
No. I'm gonna take this to the range as is, shoot it, file it down until it's at the correct height, and then I'm gonna shape it to something that doesn't look like shit.
And paint it.
Probably, yeah. I'll have to get out my
black.
I need to make sure paint. I don't want to get paint on the gun, so I might like hand brush it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have another letter from Dave. Hey guys,
I want to read this one.
Oh, Dave, go ahead, please. Go ahead, Dave to Dave.
From Dave. Hi, Dave. Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for making my bi-monthly drive from Edmonton to Fort McMurray so much more interesting by listening to your podcast. Thanks to your show, I'm starting to broaden my interest from hunting and collecting into sport shooting. Excellent. One of us. My brother and I got our first guns from our father, who introduced us to hunting. Very cool. And then passed on to us his collection when he passed away. Sporterized Lee Enfields. Originally Enfields with bayonets, a Ross M10, and assorted various gauge size shotguns, various gauge single shot shotguns. I've had a plan for quite a few years to get in handguns when I retire, but due to the recent freeze, it's looking like it's not going to happen. Get rid of the liberals. So I've been exploring other options. Thanks to a comment on one of your recent shows, I purchased my first semi-auto, a Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Cool. I've been looking for one of these for about 6 months and couldn't find any stock in Canada until you mentioned Marstar in your show. Just wanted to say thanks again for everything you guys are doing for the gun community. I can't wait to get out and hit a few targets with this thing. Dave, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Nice. Welcome aboard,
awesome.
Dave. More Daves.
One of the reasons why we started doing that, the new gun stuff, is one of us would be shopping around and we'd find like a great deal on or like a new thing and just wanted to share it with the community. Because I think like, I don't know if you guys remember, like it wasn't even that long ago, but if you go back to maybe like 5 or 10 years ago, like prices varied like a lot and you could get ripped off really badly at some places. So I'm really happy when people like say that they heard about some deal or something like that on our show and managed to find something either that wasn't in stock they couldn't find or something where they got a good deal on it, because the more money they save, the more that they're able to buy more guns, get more people into the community.
More ammo,
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
shooting time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next letter is from Josh. Have you seen this bad boy yet? Just arrived, haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, but excited to. It's the Kodiak K9. The first shots out of the Kodiak K9 didn't go as expected. More accurately, the second and final shot didn't go as expected. My first shot cycled and fired as expected. I pulled the trigger for the second shot and nothing happened but a faint click sound. I dropped the mag, cycled the action, a round ejected. I reinserted the mag, cycled the action again, and same thing, just a click. It looked like the action was not locking into battery. I cycled yet again, and it seemed fine. It appeared to be in battery. Fortunately, I had the gun on my hip when I pulled the trigger this time because I wanted to get a bird's eye view of what was happening. The fire pin dropped, and the bullet exploded, and smoke and shrapnel sprayed out the side of the action, and no projectile exited the barrel. The picture below shows the empty casing. The projectile is lodged in the barrel. My cleaning rod wasn't up to the task of removing it and is in 2 pieces now. Any suggestions on getting the bullet out? It's wedged tight. I have had many issues with my Kodiak WK180 over the years, but the customer service, specifically Owen at Kodiak, has kept me going back. Hence the reason I acquired this K9 and a Gen 2 WK180. I'm going to send this email to Kodiak and also and see what they say. I think I will be pushing for a refund on this one. I was very much looking forward to the shooter and was hoping for reliability that would parallel my Ruger PC carbine. Looks like that isn't going to be the case. I know these are new on the market, so anyone that is interested, take heed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, very glad that you didn't get hurt, man. That's
Yeah.
that
Most
sucks.
important, yeah.
I
Some of
wouldn't
these
bother getting the barrel
PCCs,
out, send her back.
some of these PCCs fire when the bolt is not locked. There's no such thing as the bolt locking. It just like moves into place, and they allow the hammer to hit. And it sounds like that's what happened here.
Yeah.
It sounds like it fired when it wasn't in battery, and
Yeah, but the other 2 times it didn't.
it didn't fire. It didn't light off. But this
Yeah.
time it did. He said it wasn't going into
Yeah.
battery. It wasn't going into battery.
Yeah.
And he had one shot where it wasn't quite in battery, but it still let go. And
Your difference between that hammer actually hitting the firing pin could be a fraction of an inch between the bolt, the angle of the hammer, and the back of the bolt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like it had a battery.
it's an easier problem to solve when you have like a locking bolt, because that the action like between the bolt body and the bolt locking in, there's a lot of travel in there. So your safety margin on the back of the BCG with like having it stop the hammer is quite large. But on PCC, no such. You're relying on just that angle to be just right so that the hammer can hit it when it's in battery, but not when it's not in battery. It's not enough play.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
I
also
would
wondering-
just ship that bad boy back. I wouldn't hammer that round out and take a chance with it.
Well, I mean, you could go to Home Depot, get a rod that just barely fits down, get a steel rod that just barely fits down the barrel, then you can beat it out. Because one thing I'm curious about is, because I have a funny feeling he didn't go down and check his target after the first shot. I wonder if he didn't have a squib on the first shot and then sent the second round. I mean, I know Josh knows what he's doing, but I mean, it could happen to really any of us. I mean, that's just what I'm kind of wondering. So I'm interested to know if there's 2 projectiles wedged in that barrel, especially with how tight it is.
So yeah, brass rod from Home Depot, though not steel. You're gonna fuck up the barrel if you put a steel rod in there. They have brass. They have brass. You'll get it out with a brass rod, a solid brass rod.
Or you could round off the end of that steel rod so you can actually get some power into it and just put it down there nicely. You touch on and then just
beat the hell out of it.
Whack it.
Yeah.
You have to beat the hell out, regardless if it's brass or steel. You need to beat the hell out of them to get bullets out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious if there's 2 in there. But
well, if there's 2 in there, that's going to be a lot of whacking. Make sure you put it on something real solid. And if I was hitting it that hard, I'd maybe that buttstock's not going to take that. I don't know how you'd secure that.
Collapse the buttstock. Yeah.
Collapse the buttstock. Yeah.
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 The Ruger PC carbine is the most reliable PCC on the market right now, just bar none.
Yeah, it seems like it.
It's really well designed. Ruger doesn't put out garbage generally, and it's pretty good.
It's too.
I bet actually one we haven't covered in the new gun stuff that actually just finally released was the Raven, the Raven 9.
Oh, it's out.
Yeah.
Taylor has one down in Calgary. He's been doing a bunch of testing with it. It actually seems like it's doing decent.
Yep. Which is surprising because it's brand new from a company that doesn't make guns. And
but they've been promising it for probably about 4 years now too. So that's a lot of time to work on the design too.
Yeah, most people throw in the towel instead of like just taking the time to get it right. But yeah, maybe.
I know Taylor's initial testing is that it's actually looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Neat. Well, hey Josh, keep us posted on what the response is back from Kodiak. I'd be curious what they say.
And whether you get 2 bullets that come out of there or 1.
Yeah.
We're interested in hearing, that's for sure.
Could just be 1. So like a couple other things to think about. Some of the PCCs have light bolts, and like the bolt should be about a pound in a 9mm blowback. It should be a pound. So if you take your bolt out, weigh it, see if it weighs a pound. And if it doesn't, it could be like bullet and bore might be issue number 1. Another possibility is that it came back so fast that it ripped the case in half. There was half a case in there. This is what happened with me with the FX9, running aluminum ammo, mind you, but it ripped the case in half. It left the other half in front. And when I fired it off again, that ripped off case acted like a spacer, keeping the round just out of battery. And then it fired. And he's saying that he couldn't get it back in battery. Maybe there was an obstruction that was a chunk of case in there.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So it's a pretty important lesson here. If your gun isn't going into battery, check it over, take it apart, take a look, see what's
Ram it
going
harder.
on.
Hammer it in there.
Why we have forward assists?
He's a hammer.
I'll be honest with the Kodiak. I tried that for a bit because it wasn't going in battery, so I tried. It got it one time, but yeah.
You're ruining the immersion, Kyle. You're supposed to practice what you preach and no.
Take
That's
it
with
down
the
range,
same thing with the hang fires that you or the misfires. Yeah, the hang fires. That it's like, oh, I should wait and no, we just
rack. Oh,
yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It's always
not even a thought.
Somebody who's a new shooter at a competition, and they're like, click. And everybody's screaming at them, rocket action, what are you doing, you idiot? I have to wait for 30 seconds and then blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. Go. It'll blow up on the ground behind you.
Yeah.
Okay. We have nothing from YouTube, nothing from Instagram, but we have a Facebook review message from Tony. Make it a bit more reasonable. Make a 5-inch shell. Call it a Canadian hunting magnum for hunting purposes only.
Yeah, and these are actually YouTube comments. I just put them in the wrong spot, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next, wanted the BCL Siberian, thought he would be canceled as G4 came out just before the launch date. So I went with an RDB instead. Big and odd jump, I know. Since we're talking about export to the US, any hosts with experience exporting to Canada, are we allowed to purchase ammo from the US and then drive them across the border? What about firearms parts, non-serialized parts, stock, low capacity magazine, tube, springs, and other small pieces?
Can we just jump in to answer some of those? Like the export, exporting to Canada, like you need to use a U.S. company to do it. Brownells will just do this. You can buy stuff from Brownells, and they'll handle the paperwork side of it for you. Or I Run Guns, they'll handle it.
Or Questar. No, not Questar.
Questar's out. Aztec will do it.
I thought Aztec was dealing with a bunch of stuff. I know
they're still in business.
Yeah.
Questar, I'm not sure about. But yeah, the reason why there aren't many companies that do this is expensive, so it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
As far as ammo, U.S. doesn't really care, but Canada does. You can bring your own ammo back into Canada, but technically you can't buy ammo down there and import it into the country without going through proper import channels. Firearm parts, non-serialized parts, I believe the ITAR export is $500. So you can order from...
You still have to do the paperwork. There's still paperwork involved in there.
Yeah, there is a number where, and it depends on the item. Sometimes it's arbitrary, like we couldn't get Safariland belts because of ITAR or some reason, but you just have to go on a website. If they'll ship to Canada, then they'll
Safariland doesn't really seem to give a shit about Canada either. They actively ignore us. Yeah, so
we do have some dealers in Canada now finally for the ELS stuff that keep regular stock of ELS belts and that, but for years you just couldn't get them.
They stopped making their shot shell carriers, eh?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They had an 8-shot carrier that took the space of a 12-shot carrier from anybody else. So,
and it was pretty expensive, and it was just plastic. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Next comment was 38 Special could be a high volume cartridge if you have a lever action. Then he goes on to say Gila Super Extra is available at the Calgary Shooting Center online or in store. 38 grain, 1280 feet per second, bulk and small box. And then he put, may I ask Kelly why this specific ammo? I guess she'll have to answer.
May not, because she is not here.
It runs good in their 1022.
That's
I think
the
she
that's
shot. Yeah, she does that. She got like a whack of Aguila ammo and had Maple Cedars use it for a while, and now she's out and she wants some more.
okay.
That's a good way to test ammo, actually. Bring it out to a maple seed and have a bunch of people
Yeah.
just shoot it all freaking day.
Yeah.
They have to be good shots though, otherwise you're not
yeah.
testing. You're not testing anything. I would say like 99% of shooters would be fine with like golden bullet, like bucket of bullets is fine. You wouldn't notice the difference.
That's what I use, and I've killed partridges with it.
I shot a maple
I'm
seed
happy.
with bucket of bullets. I
Yep.
didn't score as well as when I shot SK Standard, but I scored with it.
Yep.
It's fine. Yeah.
Next comment was Kyle should get the package in the week of February 12th for couriers Canada from and to international. FedEx would be my prime pick. I work with them at work quite a bit as well. In my opinion, better than UPS and much better than DHL. DHL in Canada is just terrible. From within Canada, Canada Post Courier isn't bad.
And he was right. I got it Tuesday.
Yeah.
I will
And
make
then
a comment on DHL. DHL is the absolute worst company I have ever dealt with in my life for shipping. Like, horrible, 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 horrible company. So, yeah, they suck.
Do you have a rude comment for their acronym? What the DHL stands for?
Oh, I'd have to think about that one.
Okay, come back to us, please. And then the last comment was the Caltech R50 based on the P50 is brand new, I think. And then P. Roy says, Mo, move to Kingston and practice with us weekly. Okay, I'll give it some thought. Doug says, I have that Rossi in 357 mag and 38 special. And that's it for the comments.
Wait.
Oh.
I gotta. There's the R. It's the P50 with a little wire stock on it. Just a little guy. I think this would be considered a pistol still.
I'm thinking that's a brace. So that I bet you that's
it's got a
brace.
60-inch barrel. It's got a 60-inch barrel. This is a rifle.
What?
Yep.
Oh.
It's probably deceiving because it's probably like way back here.
Yeah.
Can we get it? Can we get it in Canada? Shipping Q3 2023. Yeah, I don't think it looks great, but they like Caltex makes longer barrels for us.
She's odd looking, yeah.
A little bit longer. What would you do with it? Kyle, if you had a 5.7x28 rifle, what would you do with it in Canada?
In Canada?
Coyote hunting?
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be a cool coyote gun.
That'd be cool. What's the weight? Oh my God, it's 3.48 pounds. Holy crap, it's so light.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Cool.
Could you imagine sitting in a stand calling in some coyotes with that?
Oh, just up in a tree stand? Yeah, it weighs nothing. Just like bring it. Oh, that would be so great.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's a folding stock. What is this stock that attaches to the pistol grip?
Doesn't look like it.
I thought the main page said something up top about folding. Folding, accurate firepower.
Side folding.
Oh, okay.
Side folding. Okay. Now I'm interested.
Very interesting.
Put a little red dot on there.
Yeah.
Take that up a stand and call some coyotes in. 3.5 pounds. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for the clarification, because otherwise we would have just pretended that we were dumb and we just reviewed the P50 instead of the R50.
Pretended?
Well, yes.
Okay. If you go to our website, slamfireradio.com, you will find a Cabela's link. If you use that link to make a purchase, you'll be supporting the show, and we'd really appreciate it. And if you also can support the show through Patreon or Utreon. And do we have a new Utreon subscriber?
We do.
So Norse Scotsman, thank you for your support.
Nice.
And if you'd like to email the show, you can do so at slamfireradio@gmail.com, and we'd love to read your letter. And I guess that's it for listener feedback. We will get into shoutouts. Dave?
Thank you to Adam for taking me shooting at East Ray. That was awesome. And I ran into one of the other things I had to do in shooting before my computer crashed and I had to rejoin was I met Josh from Collingwood at Canadian Tire. He was ahead of me in the line and he had some ammo. I was behind him with some stuff and I said, "Hey, what are you hunting?" He's like, "What?" So very nice to meet Josh. He's a new shooter, just got into shooting, bought handguns first off, which is awesome. His dad is a long range target guy, so he does that sometimes, but he's really looking forward to getting into handgun shooting. So, hey, Josh, welcome aboard.
Adriel?
Pass.
Pass.
Anything this week?
Kyle?
Adriel hates everyone today.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to our rifle director, Pete, and everyone else who helped out and made the Valentine shoot a success. Both Trina, Candace, Crystal for putting together the baskets, and then we had, I'm going to forget names, so we had a bunch of people out for ROing that day. Yeah, so, yeah, thanks to them for making it a success.
Nice.
Okay. And for me, my shout out is to Gabriel, who reached out to me and gave me lots of good info on the rimfire shooting. And I look forward to meeting him at the match in Stittsville in a couple of weekends. So what's that?
I'm jealous about how many matches you guys do over the winter.
Yeah, like I said it before, I'm in a good area between Ontario and Quebec. There's lots going on. I could do something every weekend, right? So
Well, as soon as the weather changes, starting March 18th, I can do a match a weekend for 3 weeks of 3-gun.
3 weeks of 3-gun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, here not 3-gun. There's like in Quebec, it's just at the Valcartier range, and it's not there's not that many matches. And then Ontario, there's only a Galt maybe, and then
Rock Cut.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, this is
There's
not
a couple southern Ontario.
Yeah, this is not 3-gun country here. That's for sure.
Guelph does 3-gun as well.
3-gun country. Yeah.
3-gun country. That's
You're in
Alberta.
3-gun country now. I mean, I sort of do 3 guns, but it's like skeet at one time. Now this rimfire stuff at another time, and then IPSC.
See, that's more IPSC style 3-gun.
Yeah. So we will sign off. Check us out on Gunners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube and Utreon. Join the CCFR. Very, very important. And see you next week.
See you next week.
Good night, everyone.